is used to describe the subject or a noun.
Okay, much better.
And an adverb is used to describe.
Huh? That's exactly the reason of my question, because both are descriptions.
Yes.
And basically you're telling me the theory. You know that they describe. But then from the theory to the application, there's always an issue. Like, okay, I know that usually it's an adverb, but
Yes.
how do I use it?
It describes like I don't know how do you say this in English. Modo,
The way.
the way.
The way what?
It describes the way something is being
Done. Being done.
being done.
Being done. Good. In theory, you have it. So you know how to detect it.
So please use it.
Excellent class. See you tomorrow. We close this. No. There are ways. There are ways. It's an issue.
Okay.
It's difficult. In theory,
Mm-hmm.
we don't, you know, we don't need theory. Forget about that. Because you like starting on level 8, we have
Okay.
this definition, or level 10 in quick learning. There was always an adverb is you can describe as another verb, another adverb, or an adjective. And they always repeated that for 4 months, and they never showed you an example. So what we need is to find examples, to find clear usages of them. And one of the most useful ways to actually see it
Mm-hmm.
was yesterday's paragraph, which
Okay.
was, yes, exaggerated in a robot way, but actually showed an application of adverbs and how you can concise information into a single word.
Okay.
They say gradually instead of saying all the way back to, then adverbs become more useful than idiomatic expressions. Adverbs actually become much more useful and more vocabulary knowledgeable. Do you know what is knowledgeable? Oh,
I know what
big
is
word.
knowledge, so I know what is knowledgeable.
By extension, right? Knowledgeable. A person that knows something or that has knowledge of something, right?
Very nice definition.
I'm like, I go with the quickest way, you know? Yeah, it's learning how to use like randomly using adverbs can help the other person understand you faster.
Okay.
It's easier for the other person to understand you if you use adverbs the correct way. So
Okay.
I have this article. Let's begin with adding. Adding adjectives and adverbs to the basic sentence unit. It's what I like to work with is with expansion. I like to begin level 1 with person verb complement. Then in level 2, I expand the verb. And then I put many words in the verb. On level 3, I expand the subject and I make it long words. The
Mhm.
great big black car was going to be shown at the festival, you know? The sentence is much longer and it starts expanding.
Mm-hmm.
And then on B2 is you cannot expand the sentence anymore. So let's omit this information and let's put an adverb, you know?
Okay.
This is what the article talks about. And this is you trying to speak English.
Obviously.
Obviously. Key takeaways. What is a takeaway? A conclusion.
What did you say?
Takeaway.
No. You said another word.
Uh, key takeaway.
No.
Conclusion.
Aha, conclusion.
Yeah. A takeaway is a conclusion.
Okay.
Read the 4 takeaways that the article is giving us as an introduction.
Um, Adjectives and adverbs make sentences more descriptive by modifying nouns and verbs respectively. Adjectives are often placed before nouns, but can sometimes follow them for emphasis. Emphasis or emphasize?
Emphasis. Emphasize is the verb.
Okay. Adverbs can be placed at various points in a sentence, depending on what makes the clearest meaning. Okay.
Depending on what makes it clear is meaning. That's actually pretty useful. Yeah, we were talking about meaning in this case, in this class. Going to the meaning of our idea. Okay,
Okay.
let's begin with arranging. Are you familiar with the word arranging?
No.
Perfect. Open glossary. Arrange. Synonym to put in an order. So you can arrange in alphabetical order. You can arrange.
Put in an order. This is a verb. Okay.
Organize. Also another definition.
I like rank.
Rank? What do you mean? Ah, the word rank. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Good. Read this.
Arranging adverbs. Adverbs usually follow the verbs. Again. Arranging adverbs. Adverbs usually follow the verbs they modify, but they may
Modify.
modify.
Mhm.
Adverbs usually follow the verbs they modify, but they may also appear directly in front of the verb or at the very beginning of a sentence. The clearest arrangement will depend on the intended meaning of a sentence, as adverbs are not always flexible. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so he's talking about the way you rank the adverbs.
Correct. In the position, in relation to the other words,
Mhm.
are you going to put it after the verb, before the verb, or at the beginning of the sentence?
Okay. I
Okay.
dance occasionally. I occasionally dance. Occasionally I dance. Okay. So you can put them everywhere.
Yep. That's the difficult part about them.
I have a question about that because
Okay.
I didn't know what was the correct way to use them, like the position.
Adverbs is a world. Sometimes some of them can go between the verb phrase. For example, you have I have been to Mexico City. If I want to include never in the sentence, where do you put it?
I have never been.
That's the most common use,
Uh-huh.
right? Check how the word never is between have been.
Uh-huh.
So literally is between the verb.
Uh-huh.
There are other ways when you can, and in this case, you cannot say, I never have been. Nobody says that.
Okay.
So technically, what I'm trying to use as an example here, in contrast to occasionally, is that there's no rule for them. What we need to do is to pair them as cookies with the other corresponding word.
Okay.
Because in terms of position, they don't have position.
Okay. In terms of position, they don't have. Very nice.
So we go back again. Let's go back to the beginning of the course. We have to learn words by groups, by pairs, by cookies, not by rules anymore, because rules will not work anymore here. We break all the rules in B2,
Okay.
all of
That's
them.
nice.
Totally. Some of them, because of practicity, have a specific position, similar to like ever, similar to never, just, for example. If you want to say acabo de abrir esta paleta. I have just opened this lollipop.
Do you really need the have?
Yep. But people use I've, and we don't notice that people use I've.
Yeah, because I would say I just opened this.
Exactly. Maybe because you have heard in movies and songs or whatever that I say I just,
Uh-huh.
but you haven't noticed that the person is saying I've just. Simple past is never used for things that you did seconds ago.
Okay.
We use have past participle for seconds ago. I've just opened this lollipop. I've just eaten. I've just arrived. That's the reason people say in the school, I have finished, teacher. Is because it's seconds ago. I have
I
finished.
already, right?
I've already.
I've already. Okay.
It's not I already. That's another adverb, another cookie. I've already finished. But not only I. Exactly. That's the thing about adverbs. If you want to think about just, already, yet, ever, never, put it together with the word have.
Okay.
I've already, I've just, I've never, have you ever, all those words together with have.
And how do you use it with the word yet?
At the end, I consider it a cookie because it's always together, but not exactly paired, like at the end of the sentence.
Okay.
Have you finished your homework yet? When I started with have you, I will finish with yet.
Okay.
It's sort of a cookie. Not necessarily because they are together, just because they go in the same sentence all the time.
Okay.
Well, that's the side of the easy adverbs that you are familiar with. Let's go with the adverbs that you can actually create. And I'm talking about creation because if you look for some adverbs in the dictionary, they will not be there. Let me try to do one because it happens to me all the time, but with when a student tells me, hey, what's the meaning of this? And I want
Uh-huh.
to type it, and it's not in the dictionary. It's very random. So let me check if I can get one.
And now it appears.
Exactly. Mhm. Shit, another one. Shit, another one. Another one. Yay! Oh no. Another one.
Mistakenly.
No. Okay, let me use one from your scrap yesterday.
Believe on me, please.
Okay. Shit. No. Oh, the
Mm,
mark here. Oh, now
I
the,
see.
the dictionary is updated.
Unnecessary is so,
Yeah, they're simple, no?
yes.
Well, let's do something. Yes, you are not gonna find, well, you're gonna find the ones you find here,
Mm-hmm.
most of them are going to be on the level and the aura of P2.
Okay.
The ones that you cannot find in the dictionary, you will need to create it with another adjective.
Okay.
We're gonna see what's up later, if that happens, you know? But if not, the ones that you find in the dictionary are level B2 because it's intended for a B2 speaker to include these words for the first time,
Okay.
right? In the sentence from your extract yesterday, with the addition, let me open the notes. With the addition of the unfamiliarity, we have verbs. With the addition of the unfamiliarity of applied sciences, especially without contextual grounding, blah, 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 blah. The word especially means more than usual. And in the dictionary, is considered no level, but we're gonna say that B2. Look at the sentence. The ring was specially made for her. If you remove especially, what does it say?
The ring was made for her.
It's a complete idea.
Uh-huh.
Is it different from the original idea?
I would say no, because it is saying the same.
Precisely.
Uh-huh.
Precisely. The adverbs add a little bit of
Yes.
information. The same thing over here. If I say I dance
Occasionally.
only in parties, for example,
Uh-huh.
it's the same as saying I dance occasionally, but it gives some extra level of information. It's the same, but it's nice to use it. Mhm.
Okay.
I know. I know that it seems that it's just like what's the name of this?
It
Uh,
feels like you are romanticizing the way you are speaking.
no. Aesthetic. It's for aesthetic purposes.
Okay.
You know, it's not for aesthetic purposes. It's to I want you to see English as something easier to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to communicate I dance occasionally than I dance whenever I have the chance to go to a party.
Oh.
Make
Oh.
sense?
Yes.
That's the point.
A
That's
long
the point I want to
sentence.
reach. Mhm.
Okay. I got
There are
it.
so many words that can be concised with adverbs.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, let's practice adding these words.
Oh no.
Okay, read this.
Many adverbs are formed by adding ly to
Mhm.
an adjective. The adverb softly, for instance, comes from the adjective soft. Note, however, that not all adverbs end in ly. Very quite, always, almost, and often are common adverbs that are not formed from adjectives and therefore do not end in ly.
Mhm.
And complete the following sentences with the adverb form of the.
Blah, 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 blah. Instructions.
Yes.
Precisely, not all adverbs end in ly.
Yes.
Do you have a list of exceptions of adverbs?
Nope.
Awesome. That's my cue.
Maybe in my English books, but I don't know.
Forget about them. You have me, and I'm here for you.
You don't need you don't need them anymore.
You don't need them anymore. Uh. They're so spare right now. Do you know what's spare?
Spare?
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Like a spare tire on your car. The the fifth tire of a car is the spare one.
Like something extra?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
They are spare right now. Please read me, lady.
Some adverbs have the same form as adjectives. The most common are fast, not fastly, left, hard, outside, right, straight, late, well, good, and time words such as daily, weekly, monthly, yearly.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. Before you continue reading, you need to get familiar with my color code. Color purple, adverbs.
Okay.
Color orange, adjectives.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. So if you say
So fast is fast, left, hard, outside. All of those are adverbs.
and adjectives.
Oh.
Uh-huh. So you can, for example, in the word fast,
Uh-huh.
compare a fast car versus don't drive so fast.
Okay.
You see, here is an adjective describing the car.
The car.
Here
And
is
that's
an
the
adverb
way he's
describing the
driving.
way. Exactly. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
When I went outside, light came on automatically. Mm-hmm. You have to bang the door hard to shut it. Okay. I don't feel well. I think I'm gonna get sick. I speaking really.
I
Are you speaking?
assume what happened there? No.
Both. I speaking.
So, do you have you seen mi amigo JP on TikTok or Instagram Reels?
Mm-mm.
No. Oh my God, he's amazing. He's like, so, excuse me.
So
Oh, so. I'm going to pass it. He's amazing.
yes. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm speaking really well. Really well is an cookie adverb.
You can say really well.
Okay.
It goes together.
Okay.
Mhm. That's it. The one I give emphasis here is hard, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Hard as an adjective is strong.
Mm-hmm.
Strong, the person. So he pushes very hard. No, that's an adverb. He
Like the rock is hard.
the rock is hard. Yeah, the rock is hard. You're describing
Mm-hmm.
mhm, the matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the way the rock hits, the rock hits hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's an adverb.
Yes.
The word hardly exists, but it means a different thing.
What does it mean?
Here it is. What
Hardly.
does it mean? Be careful.
What does it mean?
Mhm.
When I have to use it, I don't use it. And when I don't have to use it, I use it. Very nice.
I didn't, I didn't want to roast you, so don't roast yourself. Don't
Yeah, of
do it.
course you don't want to.
I don't want to.
Okay. Used especially after can or could, and before the main verb to emphasize that it is difficult to do something. Okay. I can hardly keep my eyes open. I am almost falling asleep.
Yes.
I could hardly believe it when I read the letter. Okay. So it is used only for can and could.
Yep. In the first definition.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-huh. Second definition, check it out.
Beautiful English. Uh,
Beautiful English.
is to suggest that something is unlikely or or
Unreasonable.
unreasonable, or that somebody is silly for saying or doing something. He's hardly likely to admit he was wrong. It's hardly surprising she was fired. She never did any work. Haha.
Hardly surprising. Look at how much sarcasm can be saved in an adverb. And
Yes.
intention is so important for you to use them. Mhm. Hardly surprising she was fired. Just by saying that, it's hardly surprising she was fired. That's already a ban. You are already you are already roasting somebody. Yeah,
So if you like to roast someone, you need to use
need
adverbs.
to use adverbs.
Okay.
Mhm.
And the three
Mhm.
says used to say that something has just begun, happened, etc. We can stop for coffee now. We've hardly started. Okay. We had hardly sat down to supper when the phone rang.
Supper is dinner.
Okay.
Mhm.
Very nice.
Interesting, no?
Yes.
Weird.
Beautiful in English.
Beautiful English. How can we explain it more? Mhm. Yeah, I have nothing else. I have nothing left. You took the information. I think you're gonna need this, so I'm gonna send it to you.
Yes.
Wow. Time flies in your class.
Yes.
Holy crap.
I don't know why.
I know why. I
Why?
enjoyed so much.
Yeah, I enjoy it too.
Mhm,
Then when I notice it is already 8 p.m.
mhm.
I want to send you a sticker that I really like. And I feel that I am that cat.
Wow.
Strong.
Yes. Where did you get it? Where the hell did you get that?
I don't remember.
Strong. Very good. Very, very good. Okay, let's try to do this. So now
Okay.
you understand. Not all adverbs and in ly.
Mm-hmm.
Very, quite, always, almost are often common adverbs that are not formed. Blah, blah, blah. Let's try. The second sentence is supposed to paraphrase the first one.
Easily.
Exactly. Complete idea.
Uh, the exam was easy. I passed easily.
Good job. Number two.
Leroy's careless act set the warehouse on fire. He carelessly tossed a cigarette into a tank of gasoline.
Exactly. Even carelessly.
Paige is a brave little girl. She fought bravely
Mhm.
against the poltergeist. Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Precision.
Okay. Poltergeist.
Mhm.
Poltergeist?
Poltergeist.
Okay.
Mhm.
Poltergeist.
And she
Mm.
was like 5 years old, by the way. Just to just to add something. Number four.
Howard is a graceful dancer. He moves gracefully.
Yes. Poltergeist?
Yep.
Ah, okay.
Uh-huh. Um, Tom's apology. Tom's
Mhm.
apology. Hmm?
Apologize is a verb.
Yeah, Tom's apologize. Just.
No,
Or
just.
apologize. Apologize.
Oh,
Apologize.
oh.
I don't know. Apologize.
Let me open the soundboard.
Yes.
E E
Okay. Apology.
Yes.
apology
The noun is apology. The verb is
Yes.
apologize.
Okay. So Tom's apology sounded quite sincere.
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 Mhm.
He said that he was sincerely sorry for mu misusing
Mhm.
the text fonts.
Oh, I love the examples from this website. They're so cool.
Okay. Paula made a generous contribution to the Independent Order of Odd Fellows. She gives a generously. Yes? She gives generously every year.
Eliminate.
She
You were
gives.
confusing it with an adjective.
Mm-hmm. She gives generously every year.
Correct.
Okay.
It's the way she gives, not what she gives.
Yeah, that's why I got a little bit confused. The lecture was brief. Dr. Legree spoke briefly about the importance of flossing after every meal. What is flossing?
Flossing is to use something called floss.
Oh, very nice.
Which
Ah.
is this little thing you use between your teeth.
So
And the action.
the action of using those things is flossing?
Yeah, like the thing is floss and the verb is floss.
Okay.
Flossing is a noun in this case, the concept.
Okay.
Ta-da. That's the way you use it. So you think about the adjective and then you implement it as an adverb. Let's try to do that.
I always feel like you are like, please do it.
I honestly, yeah. You know, I've been the origin of why I started this is because I noticed that all schools struggle on actually teaching upper intermediates and advanced. It's very difficult to, and I understood why after my research. I understood why. There's so many words and there are so many examples. There's so much theory, but the theory is already in books. So for teachers, it's easier to teach theory instead of coming up with examples. Coming up with examples require so much brain power. It's so difficult to come up with examples.
Okay.
That's why usually teachers go through the grammar
Wait.
way. Exactly. Instead of actually using examples. So that's the reason you know what is an adverb and what is an adjective. You are very familiar
You
with
use
the
them.
concepts. Exactly. Let's find the way people use them.
Okay.
So we need to keep exploring this. Practice adding adverbs. We did this. And this is done.
Perfect.
That's going to be our introduction to adverbs. So tomorrow, let me find sentence adverbs. And then we explore those examples together. Shall we? Awesome. We're done. Have a great training session.
Oh, today I'm not going to the gym.
You're not going? You're resting today?
I have so much to do here in my house.
Wow, great. Relax, and then you do tomorrow.
Yes.
Excellent, girl. See you later.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
A great night.
You too.
Bye.